Hey everybody, here's a power supply I recently got a hold of from the Computer Works store. First thing you're probably wondering is, where's the cable mess you would normally see on the back of a power supply? Well, the answer with this power supply here is it's modular. Right here are all the leads that went to it, that go to, I should say. It's got several Molex leads, an ATX 12 volt lead, and 20 pin lead, all that stuff. Pretty neat. And all these connections plug into the back. Right here. And go ahead and look at the specs on this power supply. It is an Ultra X-Connect power supply. It's a fairly old one. It's got there's no telling how old it really is. I'm not sure because of course it's used. And anyways, here is the spec label. Pause of view specs. Okay. And thing to note right away is it's an older unit because it's got plenty of power on the 5 volt rail, has a minus 5 volt rail, and does not have a 20 pin connection, and has a connection available for an auxiliary connection that you would normally see on older Pentium 4 systems. But this power supply would still run a fairly decent machine even today. Probably just a basic quad core. It could probably handle an AMD 8 core, but no, I mean with that configuration you could probably put in a very basic graphics card, but nothing really major. The main reason why I picked this thing up is because it looks really good. And let's go and just have a closer look at this thing. It's got a metallic finish all over. It has windows on both sides. Well, actually, on 3 sides on top of the shell and on the sides of the shell. You can see inside the power supply. You can see the capacitors, all that sort of stuff. And believe it or not, this power supply is going to need some repair work done to it. I'll explain here in just a minute. While the capacitors inside this thing are very pleasing in terms of their colors, they're not a very good brand. The primaries are fine. There's nothing wrong with the primaries. And just let's give you a little tour of inside this thing. I may even go ahead and pop the cover off so you can see inside a little better here in just a moment. But since this power supply has windows, I could spot the problem right away. And let's have a look at the back side of this thing. Well, most people consider this the back side because it faces the back of your computer. This is where your AC plugs in, and notice the plug is blue along with the switch. It is a non-PFC unit, but you cannot use this in locations that use 240 volts. It's only rated for 115 because there's no switch here, but you could actually put in a switch if you wanted to. Because basically what they did is instead of putting in a switch, they just put the wire together right here, and you could just take a switch if you wanted to and mount one somewhere. It's a possibility you could, if you absolutely had to use this thing in locations that use 240 volts. But anyways, let's go and look at the other side here, and notice right away, you might be able to see in the video right now, there's a bad capacitor. This power supply has JEE capacitors, or G, however you want to call it. It's spelled JEE. And for those who remember my videos about my Cherry Red Dynapower power supplies, you may remember how I've had to recap both of them because the JEE capacitors on the secondary side of the unit failed. And this power supply here has the same problem. While these capacitors look real good, I mean the colors, are perfect for this kind of power supply, I'm going to replace them. And I do happen to have some OST capacitors that are silver, but they're only rated for like 6.3 volts. I don't have any 16 volt caps, so it'll kind of be a mix of probably those and some Rubicons or Panasonics, not sure. Just whatever I happen to have available. This thing has, from what I can see, it has some 2200 microfarad 16 volt capacitors. I see a 3300 microfarad 10 volt cap in there, and some others. And let's go ahead and get the cover off this thing so you can get a better view of the inside of this thing. Okay, I got the cover popped off this thing, and of course, as you would all figure, this thing looks really cool. The colors, I mean, it's got a lot of vibrant colors in it. The capacitors are yellow, the transformers are blue, the heat sinks are a goldish bronze color. The coils on the secondary side have blue heat shrink. And you can see this main coil over here, it's blue. The fans are blue. And not to mention, they have installed a cold cathode light on the fan, and that cold cathode light has its own power supply built in here. You see this blue transformer right here, it is attached to an add-on board, and below that is the actual transformer for the power supply. And of course there's a big transformer in the back. And let's go and have a look at these capacitors over here. These are the main primaries are 1000 microfarad at 200 volts. This is what many people online have called a doubler circuit. So in essence, what from what people say, this power supply with those capacitors together is more or less the way it's designed. It's 500 microfarads, and it of course has nice chunky big heat sinks. The transformers are real big, and it's funny to note in this power supply they have what appears to be the thermal fan controller sensor attached to the primary heatsink. Usually they're attached to the secondary heatsink. It's kind of unusual, but let's go ahead and have a look here. At the secondary side, there's the rest of the capacitors. We have what I can see. I think there's 4 or 5 bad caps over here. I'm gonna try to replace as many of these as I can, and that way his power supply will be more reliable. And it's going to look here at the input stage. You can see this thing has a filter board right here at the AC socket. Have an X capacitor down here. Our switch, big old switch. Have listened to that. And it's the first time I've ever even popped up in a modular power supply on Q Computer Channel, let alone have one in my possession. But one good thing about these power supplies is there's no big old mess of wires on the inside and the outside. Everything is the wires inside the unit go to either this connection here for the motherboard, over here for the peripheral connection and CPU connections. That's all back here, as you can see. Not be able to see. And later on I'll have to repair this thing. I'm kind of busy right now, so I don't have much time to replace capacitors and power supplies right now. I got a bunch of power supplies I could be working on, but I got to spend my time doing other things such as college work and all that. So you know how that goes. Anyways, so what you think about this power supply? It's a pretty nice one, and I'll be repairing it sooner or later. Anyways, have any questions or comments, feel free to ask.